Hello everyone. In this lecture, let's see the programming part of generating PWM wave using our microcontroller PIC16 of 877A. Let's get started. So initially we just want to make the PWM pin as output. So that is done over here. I am making all the pins of TRISC as output. As you can see, this RC2 is the CCP1 pin and RC1 is the CCP2 pin. You can generate PWM in these two pins. We are just going to configure this CCP1, this pin for generating PWM. So I hope you remember these three lines that we did in the last lecture. That is, we configured PWM mode in CCP1 con register and we set the load value for PR2 register for generating 19.53 kHz PWM wave. And here we just turned on the timer 2 and we just set the prescaler of timer 2 to be 0. I hope you remember these three lines that we configured in the previous PWM configuration lecture. Coming to our logic, we are just going to implement two loops. This first loop is used for varying the duty cycle from 0% to 100%, and this function called set PWM duty cycle is used for varying the duty cycle of the PWM wave. As we know, this duty cycle of our microcontroller is of 10 bit. So we can pass any values from 0 to 1023 for varying the duty cycle from 0% to 100%. So this loop is used for passing values from 0 to 1023 to this function so that it can vary the duty cycle from 0% to 100%. And for each value, this delay of 2 milliseconds is provided. That is, for each percentage value, this 2 millisecond delay is executed. And once the duty cycle value reaches maximum 100%, this loop will be exited as this condition of the loop will fail and this loop will be executed. And in this loop, the duty cycle of the PWM wave will vary from 100% to 0% as the loop is running from 1023 to 0. And here also you can see for each value 2 millisecond delay is given, and once the duty cycle value becomes 0%, this loop will also be exited, and again the program starts from the beginning and this loop will be executed. As we know, these two loops are provided inside the while of 1, which is the infinite loop. So this process continues till the microcontroller is stopped. So we will be connecting an LED to the output pin of the PWM wave. So the brightness of the LED will be varying from 0 to maximum, and once it reaches maximum, it will be varying from maximum to minimum, and the process continues from the beginning. So this is the logic of our program. And now let's try to understand the programming lines available in the set PWM duty cycle function. So here we are just doing two things. One is we are storing the MSB 8 bits of 10 bit duty cycle value to the CCPR1L register, and we are storing the LSB 2 bits of 10 bit duty cycle values to the 4th and 5th bit of CCP1 con register. So these are the two processes that we are doing using these three lines. As you can see, we are receiving a parameter called duty cycle. So as I said, duty cycle value is a 10 bit value. So let's assume the maximum duty cycle value, that is starting from 0 to 1023. If it is 1023, that means 100% duty cycle is achieved. So 1023 in binary is represented as 0000001111111111. So for representing this 10 bit value, we need at least 16 bit register, but our microcontroller is only of 8 bit. So for storing this 10 bit duty cycle value, they have given one full register CCPR1L, and they have given 2 bits from the CCP1 con register for storing the remaining 2 bits. So we just want to follow this procedure for storing the duty cycle value. So we just want to store the MSB 8 bits of the duty cycle value to CCPR1L register, and these 2 bits must be stored in the CCP1 con 4th and 5th bit. So if the maximum value is 1023 and 50% of the value will be 512 and 25% of the value will be 256 and 75% will be 768. So we will now assume that we are having 1023, that is the maximum value. All the 10 bits are high. First step is we will store this 10 bit duty cycle value to a 16 bit register, and then we will perform a write shift of 2 bits in this register, so that these 2 bits 0 and 1 will be removed from this register, and these bits, that is the MSB 8 bits, will be positioned to the LSB 8 bits of this 16 bit register. As you can see here, all the MSB 8 bits is in the LSB 8 bits of this 16 bit register. And now we can load this 16 bit register value to the CCPR1L register. That is done in the first step. You can see duty cycle is the 16 bit register through which we are passing the value of the duty cycle, and we are right shifting the duty cycle by 2 times, and we are storing that value to the CCPR1L register. And in the second step, we are performing AND operation of 0xCF with the CCP1 con register, and we are storing the value to the same CCP1 con register. This is done for clearing the 4th and 5th bit of CCP1 con register. As you can see here, 0xCF is nothing but 11001111. 0 is located in the 4th and 5th bit, and whatever the bits that is here, if we perform AND operation of 0 with these 2 bits, that bits will be cleared automatically, and the cleared value is stored in the CCP1 con register. And then after that, we are taking the 16 bit register value again, and we are left shifting the register value by 4 times. So the 0 and 1 bit positions will be coming to the 4th and 5th positions. So the position of the 0 and 1, that is the LSB 2 bits, is in the 4th and 5th bit, and now we will perform AND operation of these 2 values with 0x30. So 0x30 is nothing but 00110000. So when we perform AND operation of this register value with 0x30, you can see only the 4th and 5th bit will be masked, and all the other bits will be cleared in the 16 bit register. And now suddenly after this, we will perform an OR operation of this masked value with the CCP1 con register, and we will store the value of the register to the same CCP1 con register. So the LSB 2 bits of the duty cycle value will be stored to the 4th and 5th bit of the CCP1 con register. As you can see in the third line, we are left shifting the value of the duty cycle variable, and we are performing AND operation of this result with 0x30, and once this operation is complete, we are performing OR operation of this result with CCP1 con register, and the result of this expression we are storing it to the CCP1 con register itself. So thus we are storing the duty cycle values in the corresponding bits of the register. So the programming is complete. Now I am building the project using the button over here. Build successful. Thanks for watching. For uploading the program onto the microcontroller, firstly power up the development board using external 12V 1A adapter through this socket provided. And then connect the Picket 3 to your PC USB port using mini USB cable. Then the terminals of Picket 3 are connected to the microcontroller as per this circuit diagram. If your development board is not showing these pin nodes, or if you are not having a development board, You can connect the terminals of Picket 3 to the microcontroller port pins as per this circuit diagram. Or you can just build this circuit in a breadboard for programming the microcontroller. Once the circuit is built, come to the Programmer tab and hover over Select Programmer. You will see a number of programmers. In our case, select Picket 3. You can see Picket 3 detected. Click on OK. You must see this target detected. And then go to the Programmer tab again and click on Program. You can see device is being programmed and the programming is complete. Now build this circuit to see the output in the hardware. And you can see this is the output that I got in my hardware. Thanks for watching.